My name is Chris Cook. I'm the Managing Director of the Office of Communication and Marketing at Texas Tech University and Texas Tech Public Media. Texas Tech University is full of great communicators, and together we hope to bring you perspectives and insight that can help you in your field. Communication is what we do every day, and it's intricately connected to our success and failures. This is Communicators in a Cart. When Hasan Almekdash was studying language and linguistics in his native Syria and his goals became clearer, he set his sights on higher education opportunities in the United States. After 6 years at Texas Tech University, he's earned a master's degree and doctorate degree in higher education research. Hasan is focused on a career in higher education and exemplifies from here it's possible. Hasan?
Hey,
Chris Cook.
good to see you, Chris.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Just read your story. Sorry to just drop in, but I read your story on Texas Tech today and was interested in hearing a little more about you. And do you have time for coffee?
Yes, sir. Awesome.
All right, great.
Okay.
Again, sorry to drop in, but if you've got a minute, let's take off across campus.
Okay, let's go.
Sounds good. After you.
Thank you, sir.
So why linguistics? What maybe back in Syria kind of linked to that interest?
Yes, so in Syria, I was a language instructor in a private university and in some private language centers over there. And I wanted to improve my credentials to learn more about language acquisition and like how to teach languages simply. So I came here to do a master and graduate certificate too in teaching English in international context. So that's how I started. And of course, at the same time, I was amazed by the higher education system in the United States. It's very, very different from the higher education system in Syria, and very different from, I think, everywhere in the world.
So with all the opportunities around the world, and to pursue your master's degrees, how did you settle in the U.S.? How did you settle on Texas Tech?
Well, so the U.S. is well known everywhere in the world. It's the best country in higher education. So in higher education, it's the country of Harvard, MIT, Yale, Caltech, great like public schools like A&M, Texas Tech. So it's known. It's like the best higher education system. Everyone, like in Syria, would tell you that. People might have a disagreement. Is it Britain, the United States? But actually, it's the United States, like based on some metrics.
We think so.
Yeah, it's the United States. In higher education, we are doing well. So everyone knows about this. And we know that in a country like Syria, it's a like small country. I think it should be focusing about tourism and about investing in tourism. It's a very beautiful country. We don't have enough infrastructure to run the research, the funded research you run in the United States. Right. So I would say like one university, public university like Texas Tech, spends like a country on research and on like higher education. So there is a support system. You have world-class experts like at TTU. You have like really nationally and internationally recognized scholars in their areas of expertise. So you got everything you need. So that's why you come to the United States.
Something you said a while ago, or earlier that really struck me. I remember reading the story, and you worked on your master's degree for 4 years, and I thought, for 4 years, you know what? I pecked away at mine for 4 years. You got 5 in 4 years. I did one. For a moment, I felt good. For a moment, I felt good.
Yes.
But you got 5 graduate degrees in 4 years. How did you sleep?
Well, no, not a lot. So the first 2 years, I was working on my master's in applied linguistics and a graduate certificate, or like like we call it diploma in Syria, graduate diploma, graduate certificate. So it's 1 year, but it's in the same like route for that master's.
Right.
So I finished that in 2 years. So I obtained the first 2 degrees. So finished the first master, enrolled in a PhD in higher education research, and I started to take STAT classes, intro, intermediate, structural equation modeling. I had a friend from Syria. My friend Tariq Kandakji, he is in the geography program at Texas Tech and the Department of Geosciences, and he told me like, man, you know what? you like statistics, and I think GIS is a good tool in your research. I told him, show me. So I'm always open to new ideas. And I remember going to his office, and he was like showing me all the maps and how can you use it for the social sciences.
Is this kind of a unique path? Had many students taken this path? Did you piece this together yourself?
Well, I didn't see a lot of students doing this, but but I know someone who was in education doing a curriculum instruction, PhD, but he was interested in engineering education.
Yeah.
So he went to the College of Engineering and he obtained a master's in petroleum engineering. So here you can build your degree the way you find it good. And I believe about like spaces and places and maps, and where you live affects everything. Now a lot of the ideas I have, a lot of changed because I am now in Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
So now I want to study this in higher education. Where you live, it affects where you go to school, where you go to college, your perceptions about college degree completion. So now my plan as a researcher in the future is to examine the effect of place and space on educational outcomes.
That's great. How have you found the support of not just the College of Education and Texas Tech, but the Lubbock community?
Well, not only the Lubbock community, actually it's the United States community. There are great values in the American society, in the Syrian society, but in the American society, the values of support and people push you to succeed. So what happened, I started this GIS, now I'm in a degree of like PhD in higher education with a minor in geographic information sciences. I went to conferences and folks from the best universities looked at my research and they said, we want to be on your dissertation. Like from University of Pennsylvania, I had like committee members from the University of Pennsylvania, and when people see good thing here, they support it. They don't stop it, or we don't care about it, or no, they sit and talk, and they say, how can we make this successful? How we can make this happen? That's, I think, the great thing about the United States. And is it like altruism? I don't know what to call it exactly, but people here will push you. Like instead of for example, I noticed this, the top conference, for example, in the United States for my field, ASH, like your advisor would not put his name first. He will push you, even though you're working under the supervision of your advisor, but they push you to shine. So you are the first author in that presentation, or the second, the advisor is the third or the last one. And then you get to meet people from all the country, and now you start to know scholars in GIS and higher education from around the nation.
I think that you kind of exemplify what we see in a lot of students here, and it is that going out and being in front of people and saying, look at the work we're doing, look at the work I'm doing, and let me support your work, you're supporting mine. It's just this big collaborative effort.
I would tell my colleagues at Texas Tech, from here it's possible. That's what we say.
Yes, right.
And we have the best scholars in the nation. Just look, and I can name some, and like in the nation, in the world, at Texas Tech. Use them. Talk to them. So that's what I've done. We can do it. From here it's possible if you are willing to. And people will support you simply. Like it's like this. And you will see the results of all of that. Like I finished Texas Tech. I was offered 2 jobs at Tech. I was almost offered 1, but I didn't continue with that job because my plan is to be a researcher in the future and faculty member. So, and I want to start a center in higher education. That's like my secret plan. So I'm talking to universities out there about it.
Okay, sure.
And now they offered me like postdoc researcher. A lot of people think postdoc is like another degree. No, it's no more degrees. So postdoc is like a research scientist position. And I am teaching in the College of Education, in the Department of Educational Psychology, and I'm working with great mentors now in the Ed Leadership program, so to support you more and to learn more about things.
Hasan, this has been a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for interviewing me.